Hello and welcome to another video by myself, Chris from Sorare on a Budget. I've waited a few days to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about the launch of the new limited scarcity cards. They launched on Friday the 13th. I've waited till Tuesday because I've wanted to see what the prize pool would look like and be able to give a more rounded opinion on the whole launch. So, on the video, I'm going to talk about the new limited scarcity and the new cards, what new opportunities there are, my thoughts on it, and will it work long term? If you're new to Sorare and you're interested in giving it a go, my link is on the screen at the moment, sorare.com/r/Sorare on a budget. If you join up using that link, you will get a free limited card when you have bought 5 from the new market. So, what I'll talk about first of all, before I get into the limited scarcity, is some of you may have seen on Twitter that last week I launched the idea of creating some customised kits. Give your Sorare profile a little bit of personalisation. So I've been making kits. I made about 30 or so last week. I also did a free draw for the people that had bought them to get a free kit made for them as well. They've been very well received. So those kits are available for 0.05 ETH. I can customise them to whatever colour scheme you'd like. If you'd like them to be stripes, if you'd like them to be, half and half, or you want me just to give it a go and see see what I could come up with for you. And you can DM me on Twitter at Sorare on a budget. If you're not on Twitter, you can send me an email, sorareonabudget@gmail.com. In terms of the payment, you can either pay by ETH or you can PayPal it. We'll just go with whatever the rate for 0.05 is on Sorare. So yeah, you can see a variety of them on my Twitter page, and you'll probably see quite a lot of profile photos with them on there as well. So I just thought I'd drop that in there for anybody that may be interested. That's the kit that I made to commemorate the launch of the limited cards. Just a little bit of a offshoot of the current Dundee top in a different colour. So let's talk about it. So the limited scarcity cards. So I've broken down into 4 sections. What are the new cards? What are the new divisions? What are the prices like? And what are my plans? So, first and foremost, what are the new cards? So, they are now limited to 1,000 cards. The rare cards were obviously limited to 100, super rares 10, and the uniques obviously 1. And this now means that there's an increased availability of each card. So, if you're trying to pick up a card like Brian Haynen here, instead of being limited to 100, there's now 1,000. It means 10 times more of them are available, which should reduce the prices, and it has done. Apart from the number ones, a lot of those went kind of crazy. But over the weekend and into the start of the week, the prices on them have come down. They're probably not as low as many people anticipated. I think that will still change in time. We are still experiencing a rush on them, especially with the new divisions going live today for the upcoming game week 194. So this will aid new managers to join. I believe you can actually, depending on the value of ETH at the moment, you can put starting bids on some of the cards for as little as 46 pence I've seen. Now, highly unlikely you'd get them for that. I think I've seen some go for £4 and £5, which is great. They might not necessarily be starting cards, but for a new manager coming on board with say like £100, you could definitely build yourself a little team and start to compete. So it will aid new managers to join. There's also going to, because there's so many players in the game and all of them having 1,000, it really will help reduce the prices in the long run and aid new people to be able to come on board. Now the leagues and the prizes. So game week 194, which starts this coming Friday and runs over the weekend, it's only the Global All-Stars Division 5 that is live. The remainder of them, so your under 23s, your Champion America, your Champion Europe, Challenger Europe, all these kind of things are going to be launching in the following game weeks. Now, what Sorare have said is that the prize pools will be manually adjusted, and that'll be dependent on the number of eligible teams that are entered. Now, it's still slightly vague. There hasn't been a formal communication in terms of, how that's really going to look. Obviously, Sorare have got a bit of, will have a formula in place as to how many prizes versus how many entries. As of 9:30 tonight, which is Tuesday the 17th, there have been 611 entries and 148 prizes, which is roughly 1 in 4. But that hasn't been adjusted since that was launched, earlier in the day when they announced the prize pools. So it hasn't been manually adjusted as of yet. So the top 3 places are winning ETH prizes, and they're substantial ETH prizes. First place wins a quarter of an ETH, which at the moment is about 550 quid. So that's a substantial amount of money to win in first place. And second and third aren't to be sniffed at either. You're talking £300 for those places. So it's the prize fund is there for the top 3. However, beyond that, it is cards. And it's broken down, and it's all limited cards that you can win. It isn't that you can win some of the rare cards, so you will be winning within the same prize pool that you're playing in. Now, they have said that they will be constantly reviewing the prize pools. How that looks longer term, I guess we will all have to wait and see how that plays out. I think that, longer term, there probably will be more rare cards perhaps introduced into the prize pool, but that's purely speculation. Sorare have not announced anything of that sort. But I do think to encourage, progression, the same way if you're in the rare division, if you're playing in Division 4, you can win super rare cards at the top end, and it's Division 3, same sort of thing. I think it would just help progression from a Division 5 to Division 4. That would probably be something that, again, purely speculation whether that happens or not. But at the moment, the only ETH prizes are the top 3, so there's not a threshold the way there is in Division 4 to win to win like 25 or 30 quid. There isn't a progression period like that. It's literally just this. Now, we have been told previously, a few months back, that they're working on a progress bar and it'll be a game changer and things like that. But as of yet, we are into August and we haven't seen that as of yet. So we'll wait and see how that looks. But at the moment, a 1 in 4 chance of winning a card, it's not bad odds. You just need to find the right players at the right price to make it worth your while. So, my plans for the limited. Now, the prices have come down considerably from the day one launch. I've had a look at Sorare data. You can look at Sorare data and find a couple of players and have a look yourselves. You will see that the prices are substantially cheaper than the rares on the whole. I've seen a lot of them kind of sit in between about 15% and I have seen some as high as 20-25% of what the rare values are, but those are tend to be the high-end cards. The average I've kind of seen maybe between 10 and 15%, and I think in the long run they'll probably sit under 10% of what the rare values are. Now that's kind of in line with the way that the jump from rare to super rare is. A lot of those cards are maybe 4 or 5 times the price of the rare cards, depending on the quality of the player and the quality of the card. So my game plan at the moment, to be honest, is wait and see. I'm not rushing to sell my rares to buy limited cards. I don't see the point in that personally for me. For other people with bigger budgets or people who are coming new into the game, if you're new into the game, it's great. I think it is. It's really good. Where I'm at in the game at the moment, I will wait and see how the prize pools develop, and take it from there. I've been thinking about building a team of players that I like. Personally, I think that maybe I'll build a team of Scottish players because there's a fair few from the MLS and things like that you could pick up. You could pick up a Jack Henry, things like that. And you could do it fairly cheap. You could buy a Johnny Russell for 0.025, whereas his rare card is sitting 0.14. I think one sold for earlier in the day 147. So you're talking, about a sixth of the price. So yeah, I would probably build a team maybe of the Scottish players and or a Champion Europe team. I can't afford the Champion Europe rares at the moment, so maybe I will look at buying Champion Europe players in limited edition and see how that goes. Primarily, I'm going to continue investing in rares whilst I wait and see. My intention is to continue making money with Sorare. That's my game plan since day one. It always has been. I've recently taken out all of my deposit. I'm sitting with a balance, a gallery of about £2,300, £2,400 at the moment, and that's free money effectively from everything everything I've traded with and things like that. So I intend on continuing with my current game plan. I may dip my toes in, but it will be dipping the toes in. I'm more than likely, unless an F threshold was introduced, I would probably look at doing it then. But for me, I'm going to continue where I am. I'm going to continue going with my rares. You may see some yellows appear in my account. I will probably, like I say, I probably will pick up some of the Scottish lads just for my own amusement, and see what happens with them. But what I will be doing is, I've had several referrals, people I work with, friends, that sort of thing, who signed up, played the rookie leagues and then didn't actually invest because they got turned off by how much it was going to cost to sign some of the players. So I'm going to be speaking to those guys again and really putting together some teams that you could say, look, here's a whole team you could put together for 100 quid, 120 quid, as opposed to saying here's a team you could put together for 400 or 500 quid. So I'm going to go and speak to some of these guys and say, like, you didn't get involved before, let's have a look and see where you're at. And I'm going to continue to monitor the market. I mean, obviously I do that all the time at the moment for the rares, but I have been doing it. I've been keeping an eye on particularly the Scottish lads for the limited cards, because I think it was a nice little cross section. There is European players and there's also ones in the MLS, so it was a nice little cross section to keep an eye on, and just keep an eye where the prices are and see how they flow. Do they jump up as much as the rare cards do if the player's playing particularly well? Look at maybe some of the cheaper ones and just saying, okay, this guy's been out injured for a while, let's watch one of his cards and see what happens with the price. I think that'll be very interesting to see over the coming weeks. I think the next week or two is going to be a little bit of a free-for-all. In terms of, it has had an impact on the rare prices. The rare prices have come down certainly today, but since the launch of the prize pool and the game week opening. I'm seeing some of the players that I've got that I had the cheapest ones on the market last night that now I'm 20% higher than the cheapest ones on the market, because people are dumping cards to go and buy limited, which I mean, each to their own. I don't think it's the right thing to do. If you've got spare ETH, absolutely. You're new to the game and you've invested your money, definitely build a team of limiteds. If you're already in limiteds and you're already in if you're already in rares and you're already in super rares, okay, it's not, it wouldn't be my strategy. But each to their own. Everybody's got their own strategy, and that's the beauty of Sorare. Everybody has their own strategy. Some people just literally play it for fun. Some people play it to make money, and that's the way I play it. I may not win cards all the time, but I will invest in cards that I see profit in, and look to push push my balance up, and that's what I've done since the 31st of March, and we're in the middle of August, and I'm sitting with a profit of 8 times my investment, with my investment already taken out. So that's the way I'm going to continue playing it, and I may well, like I say, dip my toes in the limited market upcoming, but at the moment I'm probably going to play wait and see game, and that might cost me. If the limited cards, if the prices rocket, then guess who's lost out? And it'll be me. But I genuinely think for newcomers, this is going to be great. It really is going to encourage people to get on board. It makes it affordable. I've got friends who maybe are not, they may be on the breadline. They're hand to mouth. They can afford their 10, 20 quid a week to put on a coupon or whatever at the weekend. And this, for me, is where these guys can get on board. A couple of weeks of not putting your coupon on and putting, investing into a couple of cards, and then, or if you win on your coupon, invest your money into getting yourself a squad of these limited cards, and be wise and pick up the right ones and make some money off of it. So, thanks for watching. Thank you to everybody that subscribed to the YouTube page. I really appreciate it. Again, ideas for upcoming videos. The videos have been quite sporadic. That's down to work. I'm working long hours at the moment, so they will be sporadic. I'm not going to set a particular date or time when I do them. I'm going to do them as I can. As I said before at the start of the video, if you're new to Sorare and you're interested in giving it a go, sorare.com/r/Sorare on a budget, and you will get a free limited card when you buy 5 off of the new market. And that's my Twitter page there as well. So if you are interested in the kits, or you just want to give me a follow, give me a follow on there. We're rapidly approaching 1,000 follows, which is awesome. I'm probably going to do a giveaway at 1,000, like I did at 500, which doesn't seem that long ago. I think it was only a couple of weeks, but yeah, it's been awesome. So thank you for your time. If you've got any comments on the video, please feel free to give me a shout on Twitter. I always love getting feedback, and as long as it's constructive, even if it's negative, so long as it's constructive, I'm very willing to listen. And everybody's got their own opinion and own strategy, like I say. So mine's isn't always right, and not everybody's is always right. But we will we'll see how things pan out over the next few weeks. Thanks very much for watching, and I will speak to you all again soon.